The American Electric Football League presents the AEFL Championship game. The Nevada BlackJacks versus the Florida Whales. Here are the Nevada BlackJacks ready to take the field. And here are the Florida Whales. The second season of the American Electric Football League comes down to these two teams, the Whales and the BlackJacks. One of these teams will win a ring tonight. These were two of the best defensive clubs during the course of the regular season. Starting with Nevada, talking about defense, the first name that comes up is Tanner Jones, 64, defensive end, and on so many big plays this year for the BlackJacks. But the last time the Jacks played Florida, the guy who really disrupted the Whales' offenses, 68, Nick Bonacisi, 4 sacks in that game. The BlackJacks also have a potent offense, though, and it all starts with 23, Orlando Moore, the league's rushing leader. The BlackJacks come into this game the number 1 seed in the league. They were only 2-2 4 games in, but then reeled off 6 straight games. That is an AEFL record, and they're looking for number 7 tonight. But standing in the way is the Florida Whales, a scrappy team that won 4 out of their last 5 games after a 2-3 start. Got into the playoffs in the last game of the regular season, and then beat Texas in the semifinal playoff game to get here. 28, Zeke Adams is a big reason why. A clutch performer at halfback and safety. On defense, 62, Jim Biggs is a game wrecker. He led the league in sacks. The Florida defense as a unit decimated the Texas offense in the semifinal playoff game. Who can forget 83, Mason Randolph, a home run threat from anywhere on the field. The second season championship game of the American Electric Football League is about to get underway. But first, our national anthem. The BlackJacks in the black and teal-green jerseys will be receiving the opening kickoff. Eduardo Ruiz will be kicking the ball away for the Florida Whales. That's the ball on base that you see behind the Jacks at the 40-yard line. And waiting deep for the BlackJacks will be 21, Waylon Irving, and 82, Geronimo Jackson. Here's the kick, and the second season championship game is underway. Ruiz's kick curves hard to the far sideline, however, an inglorious start for the Whales. That's going to be a penalty on them. And Nevada will be taking the ball up at the 40-yard line. First and 10 for the BlackJacks from the 40-yard line. Great starting field position. There's the snap. It looks like 5. Mason Cross is going to go right to the air on the first play from scrimmage. Here's a switch activation. Stephen Pierce comes straight up the middle. Cross is sacked on first down. And this is what we were talking about. This is what Florida did so well against Texas in the last game. They put heat on the quarterback in that game, and they're off to a good start here. On the play 3. First quarter, no score. Second and 15 for the BlackJacks. Back at the 35 now. There's the snap. Once again, Cross will look to throw. There's the switch. This time, Nevada moves the whole Florida defensive line to the right. Cross has Irving open across the 50-yard line. Dangerous throw with Whales all around. Irving makes a catch at the 40-yard line between 3 Whales. 3-on-1, no one can get him, and Cross is gone. 60 yards. 3 plays into this football game, and we see our first points as Nevada takes a lead in this championship game, 6-0. Waylon Irving mobbed in the end zone by his teammates. He's the equivalent of Mason Randolph on the Whales. The home run threat every team needs. And we'll see Jonas Smith for the first time, trying to make this a 7-0 game. And he just about does. Smith missed his share of extra points during the season, so that was no gimme. But it is 7-0 Nevada. And now on to play 4 of the first quarter. Florida takes over at their own 25-yard line, down 7-0. Niles Grant takes the snap from center. Handoff, goes to Zeke Adams. Adams up the middle, runs into Tanner Jones. Peels away from that tackle. Cuts it to the outside. Gets across the 30. Hit by Sarapo. Breaks away from that tackle. But he will continue on out of bounds. It looks like he's about a yard shy of the first down. And indeed, that is where they will mark him. So it'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Whales from their own 34-yard line. We move on to play 5. First quarter, 7-0 Nevada. Here's the 2nd down snap. Whales stay on the ground. Adams with the carry. He takes the ball straight up the middle. Big hole! Adams across the 50. Inside the 40 of Nevada. Inside the 25. He's curving now to the far sideline. And he will run out of bounds at about the 15-yard line of the BlackJacks. Right there you see the explosiveness that Adams can give you. 2nd carry goes for 51 yards. And the Whales are set up with a 1st and 10 at the BlackJack 15. Play 6. First quarter. Here's the first down snap. It looks like Grant's going to throw. There's a switch. And, Grant avoids late pressure from Bonacisi. And there's the pass timer. He can throw. Grant looks downfield. But I think all his receivers are covered as we look near side to far side. He's going to have to throw this ball away. Grant had pretty good protection on that play, but couldn't find a receiver. 2nd and 10. We move to play 7. 2 plays left in the first quarter. Here's the 2nd down snap. The give is to Adams. Adams up the middle. Tanner Jones gets a piece of Adams' base as he crosses the 15. And then he runs into his own man, Pierce. And then turns in a negative direction while in contact with the defensive player, Reed. So he's down right there. Looks like he got down to the 14, gain of 1. Whoa, this is a brutal spot. They're marking him down at the 15. I thought he clearly got down to the 14. Okay, so what I'm getting from the refs, the way it's being explained to me now, I understand. Initially, Adams did get to the 14, but then he was turned. His run was still alive, and he ceded ground on that run and then was tackled at the 15. That brings up play 8, last play of the first quarter. Whales down 7-0, facing a 3rd and 10 from the BlackJack 15. And here's the 3rd down snap. Grant the throw. There's the switch. Pressure by Bonacisi in Grant's face. We run the board again. Grant goes down. Bonacisi, who had 4 sacks in the last game against Florida, gets his first in this one. That will bring up 4th down, and on will come Ruiz to try a field goal from 30 yards. Ruiz has been dicey from this distance during the regular season. And the kick is away, and it's curving sharply. And it's not going to get anywhere close. That so reminds me of a miss he had against Nevada in the regular season. That is a gut punch to Florida after having a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line and come away with 0 points. But you got to give Nevada's defense credit. And that is the end of the first quarter. Nevada leads 7-0. 1st and 10 for Nevada, taking over at their own 20-yard line as we begin the second quarter. BlackJacks in front, 7-0. Here's the snap. Cross the throw. Gets hit by Landry, but Landry bounces off. There's the pass timer. Cross can throw. Does he have anyone open? It looks like he might have Waylon Irving open again near midfield. It depends whether or not he's in contact with Zeke Adams. They're very close. It looks like Irving there is separated by a fraction of a millimeter. He's got a step on Adams. And the pass, he misses the pass. Zeke Adams is right there behind him in the interception radius. We run the play, and Zeke gets the pick at the 43. He gets one straight pivot downfield. Here's Adams on the interception return across the 45 into BlackJack territory. Adams gets by more at the 40, runs into a crowd at the 29, bounces away. Still on his feet, still heading towards the goal line. Inside the 20, Adams is going to take this to the house. A pick 6 for A 58-yard interception return by Adams. Zeke was beat on the play, but when Irving missed a pass, he was right there. And another huge clutch play by Zeke Adams. Ruiz will come on to try to tie this game for Florida. And the kick's away. It's straight down the middle. We're all tied at 7 in this championship game as we move to play 2 of the second quarter. 1st and 10 Blackjacks from their own 25. Here's the snap. The give. It's to Orlando Moore. Moore, right side. Tries to find room on the outside. Curves hard to the far sideline. Out of bounds at the 34. That's a pickup of 9 on the play. 2nd and 1 for the Blackjacks. You would expect to see more here on 2nd and short. Here's a snap, and whoa, looks like they're going to throw. Crosses back to throw. Gets hit sideways by Biggs, but he's not down. And there's a pass timer. Cross can throw, looks downfield, but boy, the Whales are playing that coverage perfectly, and he has no one open. Cross will have to throw it away. Blackjacks come out in an RPO look here on 3rd and short. You think they'd give it to Moore here, but it's going to be in Cross's hands to throw or run. Here's a 3rd down snap on play 4 of the second quarter. Run pass decision point for Crosses at the 33. Here's a switch. And Cross is blown up in the backfield. Gil Landry just tattooed Cross as he crossed the 30-yard line. What a play by Landry, number 10, to bring up 4th down. The Whales defense has stepped it up here in the second quarter. First with a pick 6 and then a 3 and out. Blackjacks punting from their own 30 here. Play 5, second quarter, tie score. All on base has to travel to that referee at the far sideline. And it does. Ball marker back at the 20s clean, so the punt's officially away. We'll run the board for another 3 seconds. Where it stops is where the receiving ball marker will be placed. 46-yard punt down to the 24-yard line. Mason Randolph and Xavier Gold trying to field the punt for the Whales. Waylon Irving for the Jacks trying to down the ball. Here's a switch. Randolph fields it cleanly. Man, he was quick to that ball. He gets turned upfield. He crosses the 35. He crosses the 40. He's got lots of room. Across the 40. Across the 20. He's turning hard to the near sideline. He won't score, but what a return by Mason Randolph down to the 10-yard line of the Blackjacks. Go to play 6 of the second quarter. There's 3 plays left in the half. And after a spectacular 66-yard punt return by Mason Randolph, the Whales are knocking at the door. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line of the Jacks. Here's a snap on 1st down. It's a give to Adams. Adams up the middle. Wide open pass to the end zone. He's going to go in untouched. Another score by Adams, and the Whales will have their first lead of the day. Ruiz on to make this a 7-point game, and he does. 14-7 Whales. Florida's offensive line just manhandled Nevada's defense on that play. The momentum switches in this game are amazing to me. Nevada was up 7-0, had the ball again after a horrible field goal missed by Florida. Then the Whales make 2 big defensive plays, and all of a sudden they have the lead. So here we are, 2 plays left to go in the half. Jacks with the ball at their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10, down 14-7. Here's the 1st down snap. Cross, looking to throw. There's a switch. Lots of pressure from Florida. He was hit by Biggs. Somehow he gets away. Somehow Cross stays upright. And there's the pass timer. Looking downfield, far side, Irving's covered. Near side, it looks like he's got Serapo open at the 30-yard line. And, it looks like Serapo is interfered with. Then Randolph barely misses the interception. Serapo catches the ball. How did he catch that ball after moving like a snail? He gets off 1 tackle, across the 40, across the 45. Wall going for the tackle at the 43. He misses. Serapo stays in bounds. And he's starting to cut it up inside the 25, inside the 20. Oh my goodness, he's going to score, isn't he? He is. He's in the end zone. What a remarkable catch and run by Serapo. 75-yard run by Elvis Serapo. And yes, I'll say it. Elvis is in the house. There's a flag back at the 32-yard line, but that's going to be on Florida. Defensive pass interference on Sean Steele. Declined, obviously. After one of the most bizarre scoring plays you'll ever see, Jonas Smith comes on to try the extra point to tie. And that kick is away, and he nails it. And we're all even at 14. Takes us to the last play of the half. And here's the snap. Florida from their own 25-yard line. And Grant the throw. Bonacisi comes in, and he'll get his second sack of the game to close out the first half. Boy, Bonacisi just loves to play Florida. We're all tied at 14 in this championship game at halftime. Right now, for your entertainment, we're going to provide a little halftime show. Fireworks with a bit of Tchaikovsky. Enjoy. Almost ready to return to the second half of our game, but before we do, we discovered an error in the first half of our game on the play where Zeke Adams returns an interception for a pick six. Nevada mistakenly was lined up at the 25-yard line. They should have been lined up at the 20 because the 20-yard line is where they took possession of the football after the missed field goal from Florida. Don't know if that changes anything on the play, and there's certainly nothing we're going to do about it now except to promise to be more attentive and do better. Now let's get an update from the sideline. MJ, what do you have?
Both coaches told me they expect a tight game, and both coaches are very concerned with their special teams play. The Nevada coach told me they have to cover the return game better. And when I spoke to the Florida coach, he said, "We can't miss field goals. We can't afford to leave points on the field."
Thanks, MJ. We're about to start the second half of this championship game. Florida and Nevada tied at 14. Lots of twists and turns in the first half for sure. Florida is set to receive the open half kickoff. Jonas Smith, the kick from Nevada, and the kick is away. Xavier Gold and Mason Randolph waiting deep for Florida. The ball will cross the goal line on Randolph's side of the field. He will return the ball from the goal line from that spot. Randolph has tons of room on that side of the field, and he crosses the 30-yard line, turning towards the near sideline, across the 35, gets by a crowd at the 40 and turns it back straight, crossing the 50-yard line. And he gets into the middle of the field. It looks like he might go all the way. Inside the 10, runs into his own man there, but he gets into the end zone, 100 yards for Mason Randolph. Wales retake the lead on the 100-yard kickoff return by Randolph. And here's the extra point try by Ruiz. It's good. Wales lead 21-14. Randolph is such a dangerous player in the open field, and the BlackJacks coverage teams were nowhere to be found. That's exactly what the Nevada coach told us at halftime that he was concerned about. So here we are, play two, third quarter. Nevada finds themselves down by 7 with a 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Here's the first down snap. The give is to Orlando Moore. Moore up the middle, hit in the backfield by Stephen Pierce, but he keeps churning and pushes forward, breaks away, across the 30, turns straight by Martinez, and he is across the 50, across the 40, inside the 35-yard line of Florida, and now turning hard to the far sideline, and out of bounds at about the 26. 49-yard run by Moore. What an effort. It looked like he was stopped for a loss in the backfield. 1st and 10 now for the Jacks at the Wales 26-yard line. Nevada down by 7, but they're driving. Play 3, third quarter. Here's a snap. Another give to Moore. Moore straight up the middle, pushing behind his offensive line, driving Florida out of the way, breaks free, looking for the goal line. Touchdown! 26-yard run by Moore. What a response by the BlackJacks to that quick score from Florida, and the league's rushing leader Moore with his first touchdown of the game. Jonas Smith trying to tie the game at 21. The kick's away, and he hits it straight. We're tied at 21. 1st and 10 for the Whales from their own 25-yard line. Tie game. Here's the snap. Play 4. Hand off to Zeke Adams, and he's dropped in the backfield immediately. Martinez hit Adams like a guided missile and dropped him for a loss of 4 in the AEFL. A tackle is made when the runner is turned in a negative direction by the defender or pushed back a yard or more in a negative direction by the defender. On to play 5, third quarter. 2nd and 14 for the Whales. Here's the second down snap. Grant looks to throw. Switch activation. Grant getting good protection. Zeus Nixon tries to get to Grant as the pass timer goes off. Grant can throw. We look downfield, and the Jacks have the Florida receivers covered perfectly deep. The only thing that Grant has is a short pass to Adams, but he's headed towards the sideline. Not sure how much he'll pick up. He does catch the ball and will pick up about 6 from the line of scrimmage. That's going to leave Florida with a 3rd down and 8. Adams was the only option on that play. Jacks had good defense deep. 3rd and 8 for the Whales. Play 6, third quarter. Here's a snap. Grant looking to go to the air again. There's a switch. Pressure from Bonacisi. Grant avoids the sack. There's the pass timer. This time slot man Rolando McVeigh, number 2, is open at the 37-yard line. McVeigh's got a clear shot to first down. Well, he misses the pass. How did he miss that pass? My goodness, that was a first down and a heck of a lot more if you look downfield in front of him. The BlackJacks hold, and the Whales will punt on 4th down here on play 7, almost the end of the third quarter. Here's the punt by Ruiz. Goes 20 yards. The target ball back to 17 is clean. The punt's officially away. We run the board for 3 seconds. Ball curves sharply to the far sideline, and it will go out of bounds at the 38-yard line. The 35-yard punt, no return. BlackJacks with great starting field position on the last play of the third quarter. Tie game. Here's the first down snap. Cross to throw. Here's the switch. Pressure from Nix, but he misses cross. And there's the pass timer. Looking downfield, he's got Sarapo wide open at the Florida 45. McVeigh for Florida, top of screen, out of position. Sarapo going for the ball at the 41, and he gets it inside the 30, inside the 25-yard line of Florida, and out of bounds at the Florida 23. And Sarapo with another huge catch in this game as the third quarter comes to a close. 21 all at the end of 3. Again, the fourth quarter of play here in Santa Barbara, and I don't think you could ask for anything more than a championship game that is tied going into the final frame. That is the situation here, 21 all. First play, fourth quarter, Nevada driving. 1st and 10 from the Florida 23. Here's a snap. The give is to Moore. Moore takes it up the middle. Big crease right through the middle. Moore will walk into the end zone untouched. Here's the replay. Nix barely gets a piece of Moore in the backfield, but the center and guard, Banks and Jones, open up a lane you can drive a truck through. And the BlackJacks take their first lead since the end of the first quarter. Jonas Smith on to try to extend this lead to 7. And he does. Nevada 28, Florida 21. 7 plays left to go in this game. Florida takes over at their own 25-yard line. Now trailing for the first time since the end of the first quarter. Here's the first down snap, play 2, fourth quarter. Hand off to Adams. Adams tries the left side, runs into his own man, gets pushed back. That doesn't count as anything. He's trying to get off that base. He does. He looks like he's got some room to run now. Across the 25. Crosses the 30, gets behind his blocker, McVeigh. And somehow the nose guard, Banks, comes into the scene. Gives Adams a little nudge as he continues forward, but towards the near sideline. He goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Florida from their own 42-yard line. Here's the first down snap. Play 3, fourth quarter. Grant will throw on first down. Look at that surge from Nevada's defensive line. Grant has teammates in his face as the pass timer goes off, but he can throw. Gold, number 4, double covered on the far side of the field by the Jacks. Near side of the field, it looks like Rudolph and McVeigh are tied up. They're ineligible. He does have Landry underneath, going for the ball at the 40-yard line. Landry gets the catch, runs into Irving at the 35, peels off of that tackle, turn to the 4. Oh, he turns it straight inside the 20, inside the 10. He's going to score. Landry with a 58-yard touchdown reception. Ruiz comes on to try to tie the game. The kick's away. Straight down the middle, starting the curve, and whoa, he just gets it. We've had a couple very close calls on these extra points tonight, but the kick is good, and we're all tied at 28. Nevada's lead lasted for 2 plays, and Florida pushed back. We had to play 4th quarter, midway through. 2 teams vying for the second season AEFL ring. Nevada's ball from their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's the first down snap. Give it to Moore, hitting the backfield by Pierce. He's fighting through. Runs in the known at the 30. Bounces away from him across the 35. Following his blocker across the 40, turning sharply to the near sideline. It looks like he's headed straight out of bounds. Moore will be marked out at the 47-yard line. That's a pickup of 22 and a Nevada first down. Play 5, 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for Nevada from their own 47-yard line. BlackJacks lean on Moore again. Moore crosses the 50. He's got lots of room. Inside the rail 45. Great blocking in front of him. Martinez gets an assist. Pushes him straight. He's going to score. 53 yards from Moore as Nevada strikes back in 2 plays. What a day this has been for Orlando Moore, the rushing leader of the AEFL, with 3 touchdowns and 182 yards so far. And I think you really have to give some props to 87 Martinez on that play. Moore was curving to his right on that play, and Martinez hit him and straightened him out. 34-28 Nevada right now. Big extra point coming up, and we still have 3 plays left to go in this game. Jonas Smith on to try to increase the lead to 7. And the kick is away, and it's curving, but he's going to hit it. 35-28 Nevada, 4th quarter. We've seen 3 scores in the last 5 plays. And here's Florida starting from their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10, backs against the wall. Down by 7 with 3 plays left to go in the game. Here's the first down snap. Adams with a carry, puts it hard to his left. Runs into Sarapo at the 30. Tanner Jones in pursuit. Slides off of Sarapo, gets across the 35-yard line. And, Martinez hits him at about the 40-yard line and turns him there. That will be a pickup of 15 yards and a first down. But there's 2 plays left to go in the game now. Only a touchdown helps Florida. Play 7, 4th quarter. Here's a snap. Another handoff to Adams. Finds a big lane right side. Cross midfield. Headed out of bounds on the far sideline. We'll mark him out at the 35-yard line of the BlackJacks. A 25-yard run by Adams. Adams with 2 big-time runs to get the Whales down to the BlackJack 35-yard line. But Florida is down to their last play. They trail by 7. And from Nevada's side, if their defense can hold the Whales out of the end zone on this play, they win a ring. Here it is, play 8. Here's the snap. And they're going to put it in Zeke's hands. Adams, straight up the middle, gets hit by Jones. By Martinez, breaks away from both tackles, inside the 10. He's going to score. Adams with a 35-yard touchdown run. The Whales are 1 point away from sending this game to overtime. The last play of the game, the Whales put it in the hands of their best player, and he came through. I'll tell you, there's going to be an MVP in this game. I think it's going to be either Adams or Moore from Nevada. Both backs have emptied the bucket today. Adams, 159 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, one of them a pick 6. Ruiz on to try the all-important extra point. All of Zeke's heroics are for naught if Ruiz misses this kick. We have certainly had our share of drama with kicking today. 35-34 Nevada. Will this game go to overtime? The kick is away. It's good! Ruiz nails it. We're tied at 35, and this championship game will be settled in overtime. A quick review of the AEFL's overtime rules. Both teams have 1 play to score a touchdown from the 20-yard line. If no touchdown is scored on that play, and there hasn't been a turnover, that team will attempt a field goal. Also, if the first team up scores a touchdown, they go for 1. Then if the second team scores a touchdown, they have to go for 2. If the teams are tied at the end of the first overtime, then we go to a second overtime and repeat the process. Here we go. A championship game that's living up to all the hype. The BlackJacks will have the first possession from the plus side 20. Here's the snap. Cross gives the ball to Moore. Moore up the middle. Nice surge by the Florida defensive line to turn him sideways. Nix met him first, and he is not going to be able to regain forward progress. He'll be down after a gain of about a yard. That's going to bring on Jonas Smith for a 29-yard field goal try. Smith is 3 of 5 on field goals for the year. He missed 2 long-range attempts this year from 65 and 55. His longest made kick was only 19 yards. So he will try to top that here. And here's the kick by Smith. It's starting to curve to the right. And he's going to get it. 38-35, Nevada leads. Kick stopped there at the goal line for a second or two. Didn't know where it was going, but he made it. Nevada has the lead. Florida's possession coming up. Here come the Whales. A touchdown here wins them a championship. Here's the snap for Florida. Grant looks to throw. Here's a switch. Bonacisi gets to Grant for the third time. That sack will force a 35-yard field goal try. Nick Bonacisi, he must live in Grant's nightmares. So on comes Ruiz. He's 9 of 12 on field goals this year with a long of 66. This area of the field has been a problem spot for him. His misses, 33, 38, and earlier today from 30. This attempt will be from 35. Here we go. If Ruiz makes this, we go to a second overtime. If he misses, the BlackJacks are wearing a ring. Here's the kick. Starting to curve to the right. Way wide right, no good. The BlackJacks are champions. There's your final in overtime. Nevada 38, Florida 35, and the Nevada BlackJacks celebrate on the field. They are the champions of the second season of the AEFL. 7 games in a row, Nevada found a way to win. This victory and that streak by far the biggest as they win the championship game today. There's 23, Orlando Moore, the clear MVP of this football game. 6 carries, 182 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns. Of course, you have to acknowledge 68, Nick Bonacisi. His effort, 3 sacks, including the one in overtime that forced that Florida field goal attempt. He was a difference maker. The Whales come up a little short in this one, but you have to admire what Florida has accomplished. The way they turned their season around. Even though they came up on the losing side of this championship game, they pushed Nevada to the limit today. Zeke Adams with a colossal effort. Once again, the Nevada BlackJacks are the AEFL champions of Season 2. I want to thank everyone for watching this presentation of the American Electric Football League.